Alrighty guys, we're back for some Rakdos combo, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath Standard Brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? The combo is based around Arms Race. This is a 4 mana enchantment. We only got a couple of them in here because we're also trying to survive. But either way, so 4 mana enchantment. For 3 and a red, you may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. That artifact gains haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So, what kind of artifacts are we going to be slamming onto the board here? Well, we got 3 Portal to Phyrexias, but that's not necessarily something you want to hit with Arms Race, but it's possible if you need to like wipe the opponent's board or something like that. Got 3 Su-Chi Cave Guards. This is a 8 mana, 8/8 Vigilance, Ward 4, nice. When Su-Chi Cave Guard dies, add 8 colorless mana. Until end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Okay, so in this deck, Arms Race says sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. What we want to do with the Su-Chi, though, is actually sacrifice it before then, so that way we get that 8 mana, so that way we can just straight up play like a Portal to Phyrexia from our hand using that extra 8 mana. Now, Portal is 9, but of course, at that point, hopefully we have enough land on the board to work with the Arms Race and the extra land, right? So anyways, we also have Phyrexian Fleshgorger in here, which is a 7 mana 7/5 menace lifelink with ward, pay life equal to Phyrexian Fleshgorger's power. Of course, there's prototype here for 1 and double black. It'll be a 3/3. That will come into play sometimes, but really, this time round, this one's in here for just being a big old chunky artifact, huh? Also have a Death-Rattle Oni here for 6 and a black. It's a 5/4 with flash, and it costs 2 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Gotta be real with you guys, every time I played with this, it's pretty easy to get this down to like 3 mana, but down to 1 mana is not unheard of. We've actually done that in 2 different videos already, so. When Death-Rattle Oni enters the battlefield, destroy all other creatures that were dealt damage this turn. So if you end up wiping the board with something like a Burn Down the House, then you have a 1 mana Death-Rattle Oni, sure, why not? But we also have more board wipes in here. 3 Brotherhood's End as well. It's kind of like I said, even though it's an Arms Race combo deck, we're trying our best to survive too. So if we have all 4 Arms Race, there's going to be games where you see 3 of these and none of your removal, and then you're in trouble because Soldiers is just going to run you right over. So even though a combo deck like this cares about seeing combos, I'm not 100% convinced that in this deck in particular, we're going to need Arms Race every time we want to pull off a good combo. So yeah, Brotherhood's End is going to help us survive pretty well. There's probably not too many moments in this deck in particular where you want to activate that bottom ability that destroys all artifacts with mana value 3 or less, because we do have ways to get treasures off of Riveteers Requisitioner here, which is going to be an excellent card in this deck because we don't mind sacrificing our creatures in here. So we have Reckoner's Bargain, so for 2 mana, instant speed. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed permanent's mana value. Draw 2 cards. So that's like another way, if we do have Arms Race and we cheat down the Su-Chi, for 2 more mana that turn, you can go Reckoner's Bargain after you swing with the Su-Chi, because it does gain haste off of the Arms Race. You'll be gaining life equal to the permanent mana value, which is 8. So you'll gain 8 life and draw 2. That sounds pretty good, man. It's going to be interesting, though, because I think more often than not, we're going to be doing smaller plays with the Reckoner's Bargain, like sacrificing the Requisitioner, gaining 2 life because that's its mana value, getting the treasure token, drawing 2 cards. Even that seems really good, huh? Spot removal here on the front of the build, single go for the throat, and a couple cut downs. Is it enough? Hopefully this time, because we have 6 board wipes here too, and we're ramping into the burn down house off of cards like Celestis. And this time round, I'm opting for an Honored Heirloom. This is a 3 mana artifact that we don't get to see too often, guys. It made the honorable mentions in one of my previous videos. I'm not really sure which one right now, but you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. Or you can tap 2, tap it, exile target card from a graveyard. I am seeing a bit of Reanimator. It fell off the map there for a couple weeks, but now it's making a comeback again. I'm seeing a lot more Atalis floating about, and I'm still seeing Atraxa, bro. So I don't know. I think there's going to be a game where this takes an Atraxa out of the grave and just ruins the opponent's whole game plan, huh? So I have a few more cards to help us sacrifice our big chunky creatures. Ayara, Widow of the Realm, is a 3-mana, also a key player in the combos as well. So this is a 3-mana, 3/3 legendary creature. Can tap it, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Ayara, Widow of the Realm, deals X damage to target opponent or battle. And we don't have battles in here, but still. And you gain X life, where X is the sacrificed permanent's mana value. Very nice, guys. So for 5 and a red, you can transform Ayara, activate only as a sorcery. I've been getting this weird bug. You guys see that up there? It says can't transform. This permanent is not double-faced. So I can't see the back side of the card to actually show it to you. But it's essentially a reanimation creature that helps us grab stuff out of the grave for a single battle, and then it sacrifices it. I don't know how often we end up flipping this card in this particular deck anyways, but it could really come in handy to like bring back a Flesh Gorger from the grave and swing in with that. So I believe it's like Ayara Furnace Queen or something. I don't know what this bug is. You guys will have to let me know if you're seeing that as well. Okay, we still got more stuff to go over. We have the Devouring Chaos here. It's a 4-mana, 4/4 legendary creature. It's a 1-of in this build for a reason. I'm not sure if it's actually going to be decent, but we have a lot of stuff dealing with this whole like high mana value stuff in the deck. So for 1 black mana, you can sacrifice a creature, scry 2. Okay. For 2 and a red, you can tap this, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. When you do, exile a non-land card, or when you exile a non-land card this way, Devouring Chaos deals damage equal to the exiled card's mana value to any target. Okay, so that's pretty cool, man. We'll see. We'll see how often it comes into play. I think the biggest issue with this is you play it on turn 4 and it immediately gets picked up by spot removal, and then you feel a little bad, but you never know. I think it'll be interesting to try at least the 1-of, right? So we got all 4 Mightstone Weakstones in here with all these hefty artifacts to play out later in the game. It could be as easy as a turn 4 Mightstone Weakstone because you ramped into it off of like Celestis. And at that point, you drop your 5th mana next turn, and you have the extra 2 from the Mightstone Weakstone, and you drop a big old Flesh Gorger, which is very hard to remove, and that lifelink can pull you right back into a lot of games, man. So yeah, Mightstone Weakstone is going to be worth it, especially for the card draw in this particular deck, too. I think there's going to be moments where we need the card draw. I mean, obviously, right? But, and of course, it kind of counts as spot removal, too, with the -5/-5. Just a great card overall. Got an even split over here in the mana base with all the dual land, guys. So I think we're going to need all the dual land in this particular deck, but we'll see. Crucible, Abandoned Mire, like I said, even split between swamps and mountains as well. Honorable mentions. Goldhound didn't make the list this time, but I think it could have been pretty cool. A Braid's something to consider, but I've been playing a lot less of this now that Reckoner Bankbuster's gone. When Bankbuster was in the format, man, Braid always had a target because Bankbuster was in every other deck that you went up against. So I thought about Scrap Welder and Slowbad as well, but not this time round. Maybe another time. We did a combo with these cards in the past, and they were all right. They kind of have that same issue as the Devouring Chaos. They come down and immediately get picked up by the opponent, which says something, right? They do have a target on their back, so honorable mentions for a reason, I suppose. Either way, guys, that's the list. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. Okay, what am I expecting from the list here? I am expecting it to be janky, but that's to be expected from a fun little combo list like this, right? That being said, I totally think we can pull stuff off, man. I think the life gain in this build is going to be pretty huge versus the meta that we've been seeing. All right, this is a fine hand, I guess. We got early spot removal and everything. With the cut down, we have the Ayara on 3. Yeah, don't mind seeing the land. We're going to go swamp here. Haunted Ridge when it comes time. Ayara probably gets countered immediately if we try it. And I'd like Ayara to hit, but I guess a counter on Ayara over Mightstone. If Mightstone lands, at least we would get the card draw. Alright. I'm gonna try it. Nice, it landed. So, the counter that they kept open might have been like a negate or something like that that hits non-creature spells, which we have been seeing a lot less of those recently too, because people were playing a lot of Spell Pierce and everything specifically for Invoke Despair. So, okay, Brotherhood's End, not exactly what we want to see against a deck like this. Okay, you're not the greatest start, not the greatest draws, but at least it's not too bad. If we were up against soldiers, I guess this would have been like a much better hand, or anything like that, right? Whenever you see Brotherhood's End, then you feel a little bit more confident. But against something like Control, then this is very scary. If we can land the Mightstone Weakstone, though. Okay. We could hit one of those. I'm not sure that's worth it. Unless they, like, counter this, then that would totally be worth it. I'm going to keep the cut down in hand. There's probably a better target at some point. Okay. Well, we can flip this. Oh, there's the Furnace Queen. There we go. Yeah, we couldn't go over it again because there's that weird bug, but there she is. All right, we're going to try the draw on Mightstone Weakstone number 1. Reckoner's Bargain's really good, man. It was a negate. Okay. So we have number 2, and now we can successfully swing with Ayara. They just chump 1. At that point, maybe the cut down would have been decent. Maybe we would have been able to get more through, but Sunset Revelry number 2 could always land too, so it doesn't... Like, they can keep up the creatures even if we get their creatures off this board, so... Okay, they still have 4 open. Arms Race is good. Nothing to play out with it, so it's probably Mightstone Weakstone. Try for the... Actually, let's start with the swing because maybe it'll be Wandering Emperor and then we can successfully get the Mightstone Weakstone down. Maybe block. And if it was Wandering Emperor, we could always Reckoner's Bargain too. I guess it is not. Alright, Mightstone Weakstone number 2. Come on, land on this board. Ah, Reject Imperfection. Darn, okay. Well, there goes our card draw. But at least we still have Reckoner's Bargain open. Yeah, if they spot remove on their turn, then Bargain isn't open. So I hope we get to the point where we have open mana before they take out Ayara. Didn't see too much from the opponent, but we kind of know what's going on. You know what I mean? Okay, they bring Ayara down to 0-3. Portal to Phyrexia is fine. It's nothing great though right now. Honestly I wouldn't mind. When I transform this, it'll be a 1, right? It'll still have the -3. I might transform, guys. Ayara's current ability. Creature or artifact. So we can totally ditch. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna go Arms Race here. See if it lands. We have the cut down open. Unfortunately, we don't have the Bargain open, though. We can't swing at the Jace. So I'm just gonna go no attacks. It's not worth tapping the Ayara in a deck that could be running the Wandering Emperor, and then they could play it on their turn too. If they wanted to. I guess they wouldn't have to. Farewell, guys. Okay, well that was a lot for just 2 cards. So I guess this Jace could slowly run away with the game if we don't get something here. Yeah, see, if we would have had that mana last turn instead of Portal, then the Bargain would have been open and we could have drawn 2 off of that. Brotherhood's End does hit the Jace, but I'll tell you what, guys. As much as I don't like to concede, if the opponent can't prove that they have a good win condition in the next couple turns, we might drop them the GGs, just so that way we can see more games, because when we do end up playing combo heavy decks like this, we like to see the combo, you know what I mean? Not just getting wrecked by control. See, the extra mana is not bad, because eventually Portal can land. The opponent doesn't have too much in hand, which really... Oh, okay, Silver Scrutiny. I was going to say, it really makes me want to stick around, but I don't know. Now that they have the card advantage, even if we get Portal to Phyrexia down, it's not like it... Oh! Su-Chi's in the grave now. Portal could hit that. Huh. Crucible brings us to 8. Darn, guys. Okay, all right. I'm gonna stick around. Make sure you check the in the description. There's timestamps for the next game down at the bottom of the video. Also, you can just fast forward there. You can see the different chapters in the video. But I'm gonna stick around just for a second here to see what we see off the top. Passes to them, and you want to keep the cut down for after they try to put the counter on the 2/2. And then at that point, they drop the GGs. I want to see it first. We do have 38 cards remaining here, so they go Jace for 3, which is 9 cards, and then if they go Jace again, we got the cut down for that. Wow, it actually landed too. Wow. So they don't have an extra counter here. So Jace -5 is 15, and then Jace number 3. We're letting them play this out, guys, because Jace number 3. Yeah, good game, opponent. Wow. We've played decks with Jace before. Let's give him let's give him the cry. We've played decks with Jace in the past, and yeah, it can be very deadly when you have multiple of them. Like the mill can be the mill can be insane, right? Especially after you get all that mana that the opponent had too. Had things gone a little differently there, had we seen a mana earlier, then before the Ayara got exiled, we could have sacrificed it, drawn 2. That would have been really good. I think in general, when we're trying to play a combo deck up against control, it's not looking great, especially if they do have the a couple early counters to stop your setup, right? So really depends. That probably would have been an uphill battle regardless of what we drew. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? You're going first? Hope we see some mana here. This isn't like... Is this a keepable hand? Probably not, but I like seeing Brotherhood's End here. Alright, I'll mulligan. No double red, but Requisitioner. Burn down the house. Okay, much better, guys. Much better. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna ditch the swamp. Call me crazy, dude. I like keeping Arms Race here. I don't think we need the 3 right now, and if we do, it needs to be double red. And yeah, there's always a good chance that we actually just see more land off the top anyways. So Requisitioner is going to come down, and hopefully we can successfully sacrifice it to the bargain. Wonder what's holding them up over there for that mana. Okay, Proving Ground. Oh, I bet... Okay, exile removal. Crap. This is going to be a domain-style build, guys. I bet the 1 mana. Mountain Forest, Swamp. Yep. I bet it was a... the top-end domain removal that I can't remember the name of right now. Crap, dude. Exile removal on the Requisitioner definitely ruins this hand. Now we need to see land or another Requisitioner, but at that point, even if we blitz it in, more exile removal is likely. Okay, alright, they tapped out here, so maybe... Oh man, it can't be as simple as taking out 1 creature, right? There we go, there we go. At least we get the arms race down this turn. Okay, arms race comes down. Come on, guys. We gotta at least see one part of the combo. I believe in us. No, you stay away from that arms race, sir. That's right. The domain removal hits anything, doesn't it? Leyline Binding. That's what it's called. I can't believe I forgot the name of that card. It does hit anything. Well, we're in trouble, man. Portal to Phyrexia. Oh, no. Oh, no. And we're really seeing the problem with Reckoner's Bargain then. We saw it in the last game, too, where it doesn't have a target because the opponents are removing everything, so... we'll see. I think there's still a case to be... I still think there's something to be said about Reckoner's Bargain. Okay, we got the 5th. Well, I guess at this point we should go Devils, just for the sake of trying something. They do have blue in this deck, so Make Disappears and stuff could exist. And they have yet to actually play anything else outside of the Zendikars and their exile removal, which was brutal to say the least, but going for that swing. The domain builds play Atali, and I'm pretty sure they play Atraxa as well. Cycle that out, sure. They getting a little unlucky too? Maybe. Reckoner's Bargain won't gain us anything, but we should go for the draw still. Right? We should swing first. I think the opponent might be getting a little unlucky, guys. Leyline Binding number 2 on a Devil isn't great. I promise Leyline Binding number 2 is in the opponent's hand, guys. We made that joke like last weekend or something, where the domain builds force binding into the hand, even when we play it too, so... I mean, they might have 3 of them total right now. Requisitioner, all right. All 3 Suchis. Can blitz this down next turn. This is a great target for them to pick up with their binding. It's fine. It's fine. Better this than one of our top ends if we ever get the chance, right? So if they go binding onto Requisitioner, at least it's not hitting our portal to Phyrexia when it comes time. Jetmir's Garden. Where's binding number 2? Maybe they're saving it. Another cycle. Oh, they still have 1 mana open though. There it is. Okay. And you gotta anticipate the 3rd one, bro. You do. This is super scary. They could just cast out whatever they need. Wow. They have cycled 4 of their triomes, guys. Look at how good this hand would have been if we would have been allowed to keep the arms race. That's insane, dude. Actually, there's something to be said about that. There's not too much removal that deals with enchant. There's definitely enchantment removal in Standard, don't get me wrong, right? And Leyline Binding is one of them. But, like... You know what I mean? Like, there's not that much that removes it, so... that would have been really good, man. If we... Honestly... Oh my goodness, opponent! Are you okay, buddy? 4 triomes cycled out, man. Sunfall, there you go. Get rid of the tokens. And they have 2/2 to power up when it comes time. We have 6 mana. Oh, beautiful, dude. This ramps us right where we need us to ramp. And land off the top wouldn't be bad either. Hitting Portal to Phyrexia after they cast out Atali and stuff. We go card draw, obviously. Guys, what if we pull this back? What if we pull this back, man? I guess you never know. There's Leyline Binding number 3, yep. Okay. We still get to draw our 2 cards, but that's really funny, man. This is exactly what happened when I made that joke, too. 3 of them, and you gotta be ready for the 4th. I don't know what it is about domain builds, but Leyline Binding is just there. It just... it's an 8 of in every build. Okay, they're gonna start flipping those. That's a good idea, opponent. I need to do something about that. It's 4, so Brotherhood's End doesn't land. Wow, I mean, this is just terrible, dude. This is... I mean, we drew. I mean, I guess we're fine. This has Ward 4, so their Leyline Binding number 4 would cost 5, right? So, you never know. We might still get there. It's a good blocker. They just have so much mana at this point. I hope the opponent appreciates the build, though. Ossification. They're going to flip the first Zendikar. Pay the 4. That's good news. At least it's not going to be something huge like the Atali this turn. And Portal could potentially come down if we see a land off the top, which I would not put past our draws. Yep, that works. Get rid of their... They only have 1 card in hand. This is really good, guys. It's just too bad everything's exiled, so we're only going to be taking... Wait, everything's exiled, isn't it? Sunfall. There's nothing to grab? There's nothing to grab with the portal, guy. Everything's in exile. Leyline Binding number 4. Yep, makes sense. At least we have Portal to Phyrexia. This is funny, dude. Oh, Herd Migration. Well, Brotherhood's End is good against that, which we should definitely do. This is a fun match, guys. It's fun because it's funny. You know what I mean? Like this just like constant back and forth, and then they did end up seeing all 4 bindings, which is really, really silly. Oh, nice. That gets them some life gain back. Luckily, we have Portal to Phyrexia here, and I guess we just keep playing land because that's our existence right now. There's no reason to really keep it back, so... Portal to Phyrexia. Yeah, now that we saw the mana, we're just like dropping a big card every turn. Leyline Binding number 5. I know. That'd be really silly. Okay, hey, look at that. Wow. This is pretty good. Or do we just get the Su-Chi down since it's got the wards? Maybe it is. Maybe it's just the... it's an 8/8 too, and we're trying to wrap up the game as soon as possible, so... Man, the opponent has to be getting super unlucky. Like, where's their Atraxa and everything, man? You know what I mean? So I guess we swing before doing anything else here. Right? Swing on in. Wandering Emperor takes out the Archangel. Can't hit the Su-Chi because of Vigilance, which is awesome. Good draw, opponent. Down to 9, and let's get the Ayara. And I'm going to play around a board wipe because they could see Sunfall off the top. I'm not even going to... I'm going to use the Ayara's ability. We're not going to flip that. Yeah, with how this has been back and forth... Oh my goodness, they see the Atali. I guess we go Sacrifice Portal. If they don't gain life here, we go Sacrifice Portal 9 to their face. Zendikar, what did they hit from us? Reckoner's Bargain. Wow, they're going to gain life. What do they want to sacrifice, though? They don't necessarily... Well, they do want to get rid of Atali, don't they? Because they gain 7. Oh, they decide not to. I was going to say, they gain 7, and then they draw 2, which means they could see more ossifications or a Sunfall, and they have 5 mana for Sunfall. So, unless they only have 1 Sunfall in the build. Yeah, so they wanted to gain the life there. Either way, Ayara, sacrifice, Portal. Do 9 damage to the opponent's face. Good game, opponent. I can't believe we pulled that back, man. The opponent got so unlucky. How unlucky, man. I mean, I guess we were getting unlucky too, though. I don't really know, man. And they eventually saw Atali, and they were ripping fire off the top too. But they didn't like see their reanimation. They used 5 of their triomes to cycle. Sure, why not, man? I don't really know. You guys will have to let me know what you thought in the comments. That was a fun one though. I hope I hope the opponent was still having fun. Oh man. Well. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? We kind of saw some of our combos in that match too, so I'm relatively satisfied with how the build has gone so far. Okay, we're gonna need some of our top end here eventually. Opponent goes first too. This could be really risky, man. If they're mono red, by the time we play Ayara, we're gonna be dead. By turn 3 on with mono red, like they've done so much damage that by turn 4, you know, they can wrap up the game, but we'll see, we'll see. Oh, maybe mono white. Get the second cliffs down. Oh, naturalist, okay. Okay. No early removal here. It's like not a terrible hand versus Selesnya enchantments, I guess. Like, I'm not 100% certain. We block the naturalist well now, but the naturalist can get buffed so easy. Like we know this deck well. We know what we're up against. There's so many things that they could possibly do. Spirited Companion, yep. And the early Hollowed Haunting's super scary, but we do have plenty of board wipes in here that'll hopefully help us out. We have 6 board wipes, actually. Ossification. Darn. Okay, Devouring Chaos might be the play next turn. Just for the sake of blocking, but I think their spirits are going to get over the 4/4. Wow, they sure are, dude. Wedding Announcement also lands this turn. That is scary business. Well, if we don't get a blocker down, we're dead, probably, right? Because these will all get buffed. That'll be 12, 14, 16. Wow. All they have to do is play 1 enchantment to have 16 damage on the board, so we can't go Arms Race this turn. Has to be the Devouring Chaos, and if their 1 enchantment happens to be removal, 16 is swinging in, so let's see it, opponent. Scary stuff, man. Ossification number 2. Oh, buddy. Drop them the... Oh, they even had more, too. And it all has flying now as well, so it didn't even need to be. GG, man. Early Hollowed Haunting can be disgusting. Ooh, buddy. That is scary business. My version of Selesnya enchantments actually doesn't run the teachings, but it's a good addition. I like that opponent. It's a risky hand. It was a risky hand to keep when the opponent was going first there. So if I mulliganed, maybe we could have found a Brotherhood's End or something, but we didn't really know what we were up against there either. So it could have been like another control matchup or something, and then our hand would have been decent. Bilbo, retired burglar. How cool, man. Ah, very nice, very nice. Okay, let's see if we can get one more good game in, guys. Let's not just get completely run down by aggro. Try to get one more good match in. And if we're up against a domain build, we'll test my theory again about how their removal gets pumped into their hand, right? Oh man, the hands have been bad. The hands have been really bad. Do we need more mana? We have 24 plus ramp? Probably not. We saw a lot of mana in that one game too. All right, we got a mulligan, guys. It's not good. That's not a good start. This is much better. Wow. At least we have early removal and a Flesh Gorger to come down on 3 if we need it. So, sorry, Suchi. I know you're a part of the main combo of the build, but like, we gotta try our best to survive. Yeah, Burn Down the House wouldn't have done it that game without, oh, great target. We have the open mana now, so we're taking that out. Yeah, Burn Down the House wouldn't have done anything against that Selesnya enchantments unless we had our turn 3 ramp off of Celestis or Heirloom, right? Because we would have needed the board wipe right on turn 4, so that would have been a really tough game regardless. Underdog comes down. Oh, a forest. Oh, nice. Flesh Gorger or Ayara? I think it's going to be Flesh Gorger, right? Either way, we probably let their underdog through, but they don't necessarily want that to happen. Like the lifelink, we can just swing back. It can go back and forth, but the lifelink keeps up. Gix comes down. This looks like a scary Golgari build, man. Yeah, take that card draw. Oh, Brotherhood's End. That takes care of everything. We should wait till they get some Trespassers down, though. Gain that 3. Ayara. Takes care of Ayara too, so we want to consider blocking here with the Ayara as well, but it really depends what we end up seeing. So far it's mono black with green in it or something, so mono black aggro. We have Swing with Flesh Gorger, Ayara's ability on Flesh Gorger. And then if we see a land, Burn Down the House would be really good. Do we want to do the Ayara ability with Flesh Gorger? I don't really know. Oh, they're gaining life off of the Gix, though. Or off of Shieldred from the Gix. Spot removal. Okay, that works. That works as well. We can still swing for 6 up to 15. I don't want to wipe the board. Alright, take care of Shieldred now. It doesn't matter when we take care of it. I'm just doing it now. So we full swing or we keep Ayara's ability open. Go for full swing up to 13. I don't think we die next turn. As long as they don't have Shieldred number 2, then we might be able to keep up pace quite nicely. Especially if we can swing with Flesh Gorger again and then use Ayara's ability next turn. Shieldred number 2. Okay, we're going to need an answer for that, and it could be as simple as a land off the top. So they draw 2 from Gix, lose 2, gain 4, so they're back up to 14. We're down to 5. Yeah, Shieldred number 2 is worst case scenario, so best thing for us is a land for Burn Down the House. Oh, no, not spot removal. Okay, that works. So we're going to draw. Yes, land. Okay, this is good. This is good, guys. We're going to lose everything, and they drew a lot of cards, though. So we go swing with Flesh Gorger. Activate Ayara's ability. Drop Burn Down the House. Hold up. If we go... No, they have too many... I think this is the opponent's, guys. But we'll see. We are gaining some good life here. We are gaining some good life, and the opponent is down to 8. We're wiping their board. They just have so much, though. They're going back up to 9 from the Reckoner raid, too. So it's 9-9, but they have significant card advantage from the Gix. Oh man, it's just mono black aggro with green for some reason, man. There's the Trespasser. What is this green in here for? I'm scared, dude. This looks great though, opponent. I like it. This looks awesome. I really don't know what the green's there for, but... So, Underdog can come back. Brotherhood's End is fine. But, I mean, Reckoner Raid's about to flip. They probably have more Trespassers. If we could just, like, block for the turn. Down to 7. If we could block for a turn, then I suppose there's a chance. Yeah, it's just an uphill battle, huh? There was just way too much. Maybe if I would have blocked early on with the Gix swings. If we would have found a way to get rid of Gix, but The second Sheoldred was really what did it in, huh? If they didn't find the second Sheoldred, then maybe... Okay, swing for 7, actually. Yeah, nice opponent. Wow. So the least risky play would have just been playing the Brotherhood's End. Good game, buddy. Wow, I have no idea what they were playing. It just looked like mono black aggro, which still looks really good. But I'm super curious as to what the green was. I wish they would have played a green card so I could figure out that build. So Golgari aggro, Okiba Reckoner raid. Maybe it was like enchantments, right? Golgari enchantments. We've done a few of those in the past that were surprisingly effective. Mainly because Okiba Reckoner raid is just like such an underplayed one drop, first of all. It does so much. Okay, guys, here's the deck list again, huh? Well, you know, it's janky. It was fun, though. I wish we could have actually pulled off Arms Race that one game, but they did find that enchantment removal right away, huh? We really struggled to actually do anything, and there were a lot of moments where we did have to rely on Brotherhood's End or burn down the house, and then sometimes we just didn't see it, like the Selesnya enchantments list, for example. Brotherhood's End maybe would have pulled us back, but I think we probably still would have lost because of their early haunted... Hollowed Haunting, right? So Riveteers Requisitioner is great. Reckoner's Bargain probably needs to be dropped for more removal, unfortunately, guys. There's going to be plenty of moments, though, where the card draw does come in handy, like if you're up against another combo build or another mid-range build or even control. Being able to get those extra cards against those decks is really important, but we're not seeing too much of those decks overall, and so just more spot removal is probably fine. Maybe some form of utility removal could be good. Maybe it's just more testing required for the Reckoner's Bargain. I think there's so many moments where this could really come in handy, but the biggest problem is just keeping something on the board. You know what I mean? That happens to be a real issue. Even if you are up against aggro decks, like, for example, that Selesnya enchantment build, which some people don't call aggro for some reason. That, like, the deck is ridiculously fast, man. Anyways, if you're up against that list, man, like, it's so hard to actually keep anything on the board because they have some of the best removal. They have Ossification, and they have the like the 3-drop removals that exile as well, that are all enchantments, so they all are cheaper to cast because of the Jukai Naturalist as well. So I'll tell you what, man, Ayara is excellent overall. Again, if they didn't have the double Sheoldred in that last game, maybe Ayara would have been able to get us there. I don't really know. It depends how much life they gained total, because we got them down to 8, and I don't know if they ended up gaining 8 life total from the 2 Sheoldreds. Honestly, they probably did, huh? So, but this is like a key player in the combo, making sure that we can sacrifice the big stuff on the top, which I think the double Flesh Gorger was good, triple Portal was good, triple Suchi was fine. Didn't get to see Death-Rattle Oni today, but I still really like this card as a one-of in a lot of these mid-range style builds that run board wipes especially, right? It's also easy, like, it's crazy. We played this in Spirits. It's not too hard just to have the opponent block some stuff, and then our creatures die, their creatures die, and then all of a sudden Death-Rattle Oni's 1 mana. It's actually kind of insane. I'm surprised we don't see it more often, actually, as like a one-of in some builds. The Devouring Chaos was just, yeah, it's a card to probably cut. You could go up the 3rd Arms Race, maybe. But again, if you're looking for survival, you probably just want to go up like the 2nd Go for the Throat or something. So what would I do? I would drop the Devouring Chaos. I would probably, unfortunately, drop the Bargains, and that gives us 3 cards and just 3 pieces of removal, man. The 3rd cut down would be fine, and another Go for the Throat would be fine, and then like an Abrade for other artifact builds. If you go up against like other Portal Phyrexia builds and stuff, then the Abrade would be totally fine. So just more early game removal, so that way we could survive. Or the cut down, the Go for the Throat. So you have 3 cut downs, 2 Go for the Throats, and go up a 25th land. I don't think you'd be mad about that, even with the ramp on Requisitioner. Celestis, Heirloom ramps us, Mightstone, Weakstone ramps us too. I guess sometimes 24 just isn't going to be enough, so the 25th mana could be really good too. Either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.